know, all of us Duke fans know, his impact on winning is just going to be people. People have an idea of how great he is, but I think we all know it's much bigger than people even may realize. And I have a question for you, and I'm going to give you an out. You don't have to answer it right now, but I'm going to put you on the spot. You can say you need time until the post game, and that's perfectly fair because I'm putting you on the spot here. But of the Duke one and dones, we're now past the 2/3 part of the season, just about there. I think it's fair to ask the question. Who? I'm not even going to ask you who would you say is better than Cooper Flagg, but who would you put on the same tier as Cooper?
Certainly Zion, because although I was going to say his dunks were just insane for a person of that size. But Cooper is certainly not disappointing us with his dunks. Yeah. But it's not a 360 from a 260-pound big guy who second jump is certainly a lot higher than my first jump. So certainly I would put him. Zion comes to mind, even with Zion's 6-game injury, his 1 year with Duke, and the amount of followers who have been following was close to 2 million or something. It was insane. That's probably who comes to mind, but there were two others that I'm trying to recollect who also. Marvin Bagley was also otherworldly, and Marvin was known for his second jump, the ability to get up there. You didn't stop him by being able to do that. He was just great. And then one and dones. So were the Jones brothers, either of them one and done?
Tyus was. Trey was not.
Right. So Tyus brought a sense of joy to being on that court at a national championship.
Also, Tyus and that team, but it was certainly led by Tyus, they had so many comebacks that when Duke would be down by like 10 with 4 minutes to go, I'd be thinking,
we said we got that.
We got him right where we want him, and he became Tyus Stones. That's how, clutch that guy was for his one season, and his numbers in the biggest games were always unbelievable. I wouldn't put him in the same tier as Cooper Flagg, though, but he was awesome in his 1 year.
So this is going to generate a ton of comments. So my 4 picks would be Coop, Zion, Bagley, and Tyus.
All right.
Tyus has a national championship.
He certainly does.
And therefore, it's hard not to want to put him as the modern group. I mean, if you want to start going back.
Nope, just one and dones. Just one. I mean, you could go back. There were other one and dones earlier. I know Luol Deng. I can't remember if Corey Maggette was one and done or he was like 2 years. He may have been one and done, but he wasn't the same level. For me, you, as far as I'm concerned, hit the nail on the head right away. It's Zion, and there's no one else. And the reason why is because, from my perspective, and I'll rattle off a bunch of names. You feel free to interject, but Jahlil Okafor, Justice Winslow, Jabari Parker, of course, Kyrie Irving, but he doesn't really count because he played 10 games. Jason Tatum, who is on your favorite recent Duke team, Brandon Ingram, Paolo Banchero. I think those are the guys. I don't think I'm missing anybody in that level. And the reason why I think Cooper, I just think he's the best. And the reason why is because offensively, he's just as good as those guys. But nobody outside of Zion, but it's just even hard for me to get there, is as good as Cooper defensively. That's where I think he really separates himself from some of the previous great one-and-done Duke players.
Well, and certainly none of them are leading all 5 categories for Duke. And that's extraordinary to be able to do that. Tatum, that I said this guy is just NBA ready, but I had no idea how high his trajectory was going to go. And to a lesser extent, Banchero as well was phenomenal and built for the NBA and is showing it in Atlanta. By the way, did you catch where Jahlil Okafor's playing?
The Pacers.
Yeah.
Good for him. It took him 3 years to get back to the league. I mean, also his body looks completely different. He's clearly been putting in work in the weight room.